Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body.
He won't, but upon his win, Dan Le Batard had this take.
America has spoken, and America has spoken resoundingly, that what they want representing our country in office is everything that represents, whether you want to say hate wins or whether you want to say the white man's got a dynasty. And there was that one loss, the Washington Generals, Barack Obama put on them one time, but they're the Harlem Globetrotters. They do not give up the power. And it's a dynasty that will stay in power at least 4 more years because people have spoken and men have spoken. You will not take this power from us. We will overtake the woman's body and will be a threat to minorities and others.
Quick pause here. If you think this is an overreaction,
the feel when you're totally not pressed, the feel when we control your bodies. Hey, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president. Never. There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling. Dude, it's a ceiling made of bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling. We will keep you down forever. You will never control your own bodies. You will never be the president of the global empire. Never gonna happen, sweetie. Your body, our choice.
you know who that guy is?
Donald Trump facing growing backlash tonight to his dinner last week with prominent white nationalist Nick Fuentes at his private Mar-a-Lago club. Some of the strongest condemnation coming from his former vice president.
President Trump was wrong to give a white nationalist, an anti-Semite, and a Holocaust denier a seat at the table. And I think he should apologize.
It's, oh, you haven't had sex. It's like, well, I haven't chosen to do that yet. I'm choosing instead to be an historical figure. I'm choosing instead to lead an historical right-wing movement. So it's a cope. But anyway, I'm an incel. I am a proud incel. I believe that organized Jewry is extremely influential in the United States. We need to go back to burning women alive more. These left-wing people, in their heart of hearts, they know they're wrong because, they know that black people are violent. Hitler was a German statesman. Enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, to drink out of a different water fountain. Big deal. Don't tell me they're entitled to their religion. If their religion involves my Lord in hell, then they can get out of America. Oh, I'm anti-Semitic? Yeah, I on your Talmud. You think I'm anti-Semitic? You think I care what Antichrist believes? Send the military into these black neighborhoods, make the streets safe. They'll complain about it. It doesn't matter. Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really cool.
That's a literal Nazi named Nick Fuentes who wined and dined with Donald Trump. No wonder he's celebrating the win. More from Le Batard.
One of the reasons that it's such a difficult day for me is because, and people like me who are losers today, is that if I view that as a threat and then you view that as your preference, you become a threat. That's the America that I live in, and I didn't think it was the America that I lived in. And it's naive. I can be shell-shocked today and not surprised at all because we had 8 years of warning that this was coming.
I'm glad he admitted to being naive because Van Lathan encapsulated this quite well on his show, Higher Learning.
We've never seen anyone treated with the singular amount of white privilege that Donald Trump is being treated with. This is a masterclass in white privilege. Trump can't say enough to be racist.
Correct.
He can't commit enough crimes to be a criminal. He can't fail enough to be a failure. And he can't say enough stupid things to be stupid. He is so shielded and insulated by the idea and the concept of whiteness that he is untouchable.
Yeah.
The thought conjured around him matters more than any reality. Any reality. He is a Christian that doesn't know the Bible, that porn stars, that is
grabs
mean, grabs women by the, is the least Christ-like, but the sheer promise of the whiteness that exists inside of Donald Trump is enough for everyone, white and black people, a lot of them who worship whiteness and aspire to the level of whiteness that Trump has. It's enough for them to say, hey, he's still our guy, no matter what.
It's the whiteness he guarantees to protect. That's what he represents, right? It's their being that he guarantees to protect. And that's true. That's something that they won't say, but that they're voting for, in a sense.
You know, on Le Batard's line of "You are now my enemy," I turn to this.
What a weird time to be alive, to be honest with you. I feel like the world is in complete division nowadays. One side of the aisle feels one way. Then you look on the other side of the aisle, they feel completely the other way. I ought to be able to look at you and say, I don't necessarily agree with your decisions on which one of those losses is more important. But you know what? I respect you. And I'm going to leave it at that. We can agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
After this tweet from Brooks Austin, which he wrote, "What a weird time. I can disagree with you, but I still respect you." Van Lathan would rightfully reply, "Depends on what we disagree about." That is a chef's kiss perfect response.
I was surprised that it was close at all, the way that I view something as a threat to freedom. It seems obvious to me that what America has decided today is it's okay with a king. It's okay with a religious king, no matter what he stuffs in the Bible as a disguise that's criminal, immoral, that's near Jeffrey Epstein, that has credible accusations for 20 plus women, that is rapist-y and racist-y and just doesn't like others, that wins today. And I can't help but feel like I will keep fighting for these things, even if they lose, and even if it becomes more threatening now in America than it was yesterday, that you are a voice for these things that is appalled by what it is that was just elected into office.
Wow.
What would you rather have, 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 more years of Joe Biden as president?
I think I'm choosing Donald Trump as a dictator for 4 more years.
You rather have 4 years of dictator Trump or 4 years of a Biden presidency?
4 years of a dictator Trump.
Yeah, I'm going dictator Trump for sure.
I think there's a lot here. And I think while we are all not only coming to terms with it, but also processing what we are seeing right now, there is one thing that I feel is there are many underlying stories, but one that sort of shows where we are is that labor is really important. Helping people is very important. And while Donald Trump did not offer really anything, he offered vibes and vitriol, I believe abandoning leftist policy, failing to condemn what's going on in Palestine, abandoning working class people overall, because seeing the ballot measures that passed paint a really stark picture of what is happening in this country. And overall, I will always think this, the abandonment that this Democratic Party had when they saw a clear electoral victory behind Bernie Sanders in 16 and, let's be clear, in 20, it manifested to this because they tried selling us that South Carolina was all that mattered with Joe Biden. It wasn't. And I even said it at the time, I don't like Joe Biden. I don't. He has a really bad history, but you know what? He's not that guy. And you could only do that for so freaking long. until time just runs out. And when you have a campaign that, yes, inherited, Stead Wesley said this yesterday, and I agree with him. When you have a campaign that inherited the Biden regime and did not try to detach themselves with her very bad answers of saying, I wouldn't change anything. And he's one of, if not the most popular presidents, unpopular, very important distinction. You have to differentiate yourself. But she wanted to play ball. She did. They tried casting this net to the center when you need to go left. And the people that are holding back progress are those at the Democratic Party. I'm sorry. A lot of people, there might be some libs in here who don't want to hear this. There might be some converted libs who are Republicans, and there might be some conservatives. And I'm going to be very blunt about this, as I always have. If you see what FDR did, if you see what Obama did, if you see what Bernie was going to do, and then you look at what has happened since 2016, these sort of politicians are beholden to those who cut the checks. The DNC made, I think the war chest was like $1 billion behind Harris, outgaining Trump by, I want to say, 650 million, if not more. And they lost because they did not do what was necessary to win. They abandoned so many people, so many along the way. And there were so many red flags along the way. And the one thing that they refused to do over and over again is adopt leftist policies, because those who do cut the checks, I'm sorry to say it, do not want that. So what happens? We're left in the dust. I appreciate Dan speaking out. I appreciate others speaking out. But these are principled, grounded pieces of analysis that I have, and they follow my moral compass that there should not be money in politics, and that labor should be the focus, and working class people should be the focus, and climate policy should be the focus, and Medicare should be the focus. Helping out people should be the focus. And that's something that they clearly did not care to do. And as Bernie said, when you abandon the working class abandons you. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.